afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna be making some decaf coffee, talking about my day a little bit. Alright, let's get started. So, I got my coffee filter. I'm gonna go with Dunkin' Donuts original decaf, medium roast, decaffeinated ground coffee. Brewing instructions: start with a clean coffee maker and use fresh cold water for best flavor. It's a success story that started in 1950 as a single donut shop in Quincy, Massachusetts, and now includes over 9,500 shops. That's pretty impressive. Dunkin' Donuts, that's pretty impressive. So I'm gonna make about 4 cups. Not that I'm gonna drink 4 cups, but I'm gonna put 4 cups in. That's usually how many scoops I use. I use 6 scoops for 4 cups. Let me know if that's disgusting to you or not. Maybe you like coffee stronger than I do, or weaker. But let's pour the water in and see what it sounds like. Alright. Shake up the coffee grounds. Make sure they're nice and level. Nice. And I'll see ya when the coffee's brewing. So I got my coffee right here. You can see it's steaming. It's pretty hot right now. It is decaf coffee. It's about 5 in the afternoon. But today's Thursday. The week before February break, we have one more day, and then we are in a week-long break. I would say I'm excited, but I really don't know what I'm going to be doing for a whole week, so I guess just resting up, which I think is a good thing. But what they're supposed to be doing, but they're not going to be disruptive, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, we're making a step in the right direction. That being said, there's always stuff to work on. I'm working on getting one kid to really kind of start learning again, and he was suspended today for something. I don't know why. I saw him in the morning, and then I didn't see him for the rest of the day. And another kid is serving a lunch detention for leaving without permission. But those are small things compared to being disruptive. I've decided today to turn my email off. I don't care about what the parents are gonna say. I'm sorry, but your kid left without permission. Nothing I can do about it. So I've decided that I actually deleted the email app from my phone because I know I'd check it if it was on my phone because I'm like, I'm gonna deal with it tomorrow. I'm gonna get an email. I don't know. Sometimes from this parent, like, thank you. Sometimes from this parent, you get an email like, what the heck's going on? I'm like, well, I mean, he kind of left without permission. I'm like, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? But I've decided just to let it go. He's gonna serve his lunch detention tomorrow, and then we go on a week-long break. So, but everybody seems to like the fact that I'm giving lunch detention. I'm like, cool. I mean, the hallways are getting much better, the behavior is getting much better, and I think it's simply just because we are giving consequences out, and they're not like outrageous or unfair. They're just simple things that kids need a consequence for. I don't like kids leaving without permission. So if you leave without permission, you will have lunch detention, right? It's really that simple. So I guess I will see what this parent has to say tomorrow. But at the end of the day, they're not at the school, so they're gonna have to listen to their kid versus the teacher. And I'd hope they would just kind of go with the teacher and be like, dude, just don't leave without permission. Say, hey, Mr. Doring, I'm gonna go get something real quick. I will say yes. I mean, for the most part, I will say go for it. I just need to know where you're going. But I said a very matter-of-fact email. I didn't say much. I just said, he has a lunch detention for leaving without permission. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you. I was like, we're just getting this done because, hey, it's almost break. But I'm kind of at a loss of what to do tonight. I could play a little guitar. I'm gonna watch the WWE match of Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. And after that, I really don't know what to do. I'm gonna make some chicken tenders, eat those up, and probably go to bed relatively early, like 8:30. I don't know. I don't have any reason to stay up, so get to bed at 8:30, and then I think I'll try to film a classroom tour ASMR video tomorrow. That's been in the plans for a little bit. It's just I keep putting it off. But the problem is that if I don't film it tomorrow, I won't be able to get to the classroom for a whole week. So I think I'm gonna try to get that filmed tomorrow. But in other news, I bought myself a tea kettle, and I've been trying to switch to tea, but I don't have any decaffeinated tea besides one that has like melatonin in it, so I didn't want to drink that for a video. So I think next or this weekend I'll go pick up some decaffeinated tea so I can make some tea instead. Because I think tea honestly tastes better besides black coffee. Now, if you put some cream and sugar in here, oh my god, so good. is such a headache. I know you can say, oh, this is selfish of you, but, having to take that 30 minutes and just be on and try to get, because I don't know what kids are missing, I don't know how they're doing in other classes, and having to either go through every single day, every single person's grade in every single class, or just setting the expectation of be quiet and stay in your seat, and then that's it, right? As long as you are able to allow kids who want to do work or need to do work to do it, hey, you're good. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just because it is easier, and the kids showed me that that was possible. The kids who did their work were not being so, they weren't worried about the kids not doing their work, if that makes sense. They just kind of were doing it while their kids were talking quietly, and I was like, sweet, cool. And it seemed to work. So right now I'm mostly focused on functional teaching, and as economics teaches us, economics is about choices, and students can either use their time to do their work, or they're gonna have to do it at home, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, as long as you're not disruptive towards people trying to do their work. I'm gonna be okay with it. And I know that seems chill, but I don't know. It's, I think, too late to change this year. Obviously, it's like February. It's a little too late to make kids now do work now. It's a little too late to change that rule. Maybe next year I'll try the, IXL, which is actually something that I think would be a lot easier. You can just say either you're doing your classwork or you're on IXL. Just the problem for that is, like, kids are gonna start saying, oh, I'm working on this together, or I'm working on this together. And a lot of kids will work on it, but some kids will take advantage of it and just talk for like the most of it anyway, and then do like a problem every like 5 minutes or so. I'm just like, then I'm in there like, okay, make sure you're doing your work. So it is kind of like a pretend type thing if you are going to allow group work to a certain respect, right? So it's like either I pretend or I just be honest and be like, listen, as long as you're quiet. And I think that's what I'm leaning towards, just being, not pretending, just being like, listen, as long as you're quiet, that's really all that matters to me. I don't know what other teachers are doing. I know that yesterday the teacher next to me had to really buckle down on his crew, because his crew was just making so much noise, and I was like, Jesus, that's terrible. But he made the mistake that I made when I first started teaching study halls was, oh yeah, you're welcome in here. You want to pass here? Come in here. Hey, come in here. He had too many kids in his room. And he was telling the kids, like, I'm not going to allow anybody in here anymore. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what you shouldn't do unless they are first, like, A1 students. Like, they're going to do their work. But he was letting, like, kids in that are not going to do their work. And I just remember kind of just, like, looking at my laptop, just like, oh, man, why did you do that to yourself, man? He's in his second year